It's 10 a.m. on the dot Central, and they're still saying late and gay, Ryan. I can't win no matter what. I'm right on time, and I'm still late and gay.
As soon as that says waiting, as soon as it clicks over to 11,
it's
11 Eastern, 10 Central, it doesn't matter.
It's over. Although Jason D says right on time as usual. See, he gets it. He respects it.
This is, in general, the most on time, this is the most on time
stream in our little sphere.
In our sphere.
Yeah. I think we're pretty great at that. We're actually pretty great. And I don't think anybody can disagree with that fact. But even still, we're still going to get roasted because that's how the internet is. Or we could claim that they're just toxic and they hate white males, Ryan. We could just do that.
Yeah, obviously, if we're late, it's the fans' fault.
It's 100%.
It can't be any fault of our own.
That's what Lucasfilm taught us.
It's 11:01. No, it's 11:01 when we started talking because we have a 30-second fucking intro. God damn it. So we have free reign to start. As soon as that hits 11, we have 60 seconds, right, to start the stream. Now, that might be at 11 o'clock and 33 seconds where we hit go, and it takes 30 fucking seconds for the intro, but that's not our fucking fault, all right?
Yeah, and Lucasfilm taught us that if you do anything that upsets the fans, it's the fans' fault, okay? So we're just going with their logic. And it seems to be working out very well because the Acolyte is breaking record. Oh, wait, no, it's not actually. Maybe that's not a good plan, Ryan. Maybe we shouldn't blame the fans.
Bro, if I was black, no one would say shit for me being a minute late, by the way. It would just be considered part of my culture or something, right? No, two white guys, we get fucking pressed.
So mean how we get treated around here. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. We get to talk on the internet and make money. It's not fair.
Listen, what the hell is that shirt, Ryan? I'm wearing a Bugs Bunny. A Bugs Bunny American flag shirt.
Why?
I don't know. America.
Oh shit, that was good. That was good. Listen, we found something. So we did a Tuesday Night's Main Event Super Chat Square Up last night here on the channel. It went really well. It was awesome. We got some information on that stream though.
All right.
And at first I thought it was really bad news. Okay. Beardo had never seen Beverly Hills Cop 1 or 2.
Didn't surprise me.
Okay. And I thought that was bad enough. Guess what else he hasn't seen? Demolition Man.
What?
Demolition Man.
Oh yeah, Demolition Man.
That's a crime against humanity right there. It's a crime against humanity. So he fixed it last night. He didn't play Fortnite with us, so he could watch Demolition Man. So I'll be interested what his thoughts are. Demolition Man is is that movie kind of like underappreciated? Like I don't feel like people talk about it enough.
It's good. I don't know if I would.
Love
it's so criminally underrated. I don't know if I'd say that.
I just don't feel like people talk about. It's not like people don't talk about it enough. It's so good, man. Simon Phoenix, John Spartan. Sandra Bullock's in that movie too.
She is, yeah.
Yeah. Murder, Death, Kill.
Remember, she wants to they want to have sex, and she like puts on the fucking like AI thing. It was really like a view into the future.
I know. But yeah, what a great movie. So I'm sure we'll get some feedback on him. Yeah, Dennis Leary was in it. That's right. MDK, Murder, Death, Kill. Murder, Death, Kill. Dom H with 5 get the memberships. What's up, bro? I think you're in Denver right now, aren't you, Dom? I think he's in Denver at the Fan Expo, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong.
John Spartan.
John Spartan's a great fucking name, dude.
Did you see that dude doing the Denzel impression?
I bookmarked it. I haven't seen it. If you want to pull it up, I bookmarked it because I was like, I need to check this out later. So I have not seen it, but I did bookmark it.
It was pretty good. And like, to be clear, I see a lot of people being like, wow, Denzel's the emperor in this. He's not the emperor. He's literally just like, he's a guy who used to be a slave.
He was
able to
slave,
free himself and is like, now he's fucking rich.
Yeah.
Like, he's a former slave. He's not the fucking, like, he's not like the emperor or anything.
It's Denzel Washington, man.
Here it is.
Here we go.
Denzel.
Yes, I have a Caesar, but that's not my name. Thou thinkest thou can do this to me? We didn't land on Rome. Rome landed on us. As a matter of fact, we built it. I'm the emperor around here. You just live here. Not what thou knowest is what thou can proveth. My woman's gonna take care of me. I can guarantee that. Damn, those Spartans now.
That's really good.
It's a really good
It's
impression.
really good. Hell yeah.
It's a
Dude,
really good Denzel.
Denzel Washington is I would argue he's definitely on the short list of greatest actors of all time. Like he's on the very short list. And I don't know if I've ever seen him in a role that I didn't think he was great in. I don't know. Now, have I seen movies maybe that weren't so great per se? Yeah, but like his performance is all like, what was that one with Russell Crowe? American Gangster.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I thought
fucking love that movie.
I was thinking like it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I still think his performance is better than the movie because I thought the movie itself was good. It was good. It's a good movie. I'm not saying it's not, but his performance is just fucking next level, man. Like he's so good in that movie.
When he shoots that motherfucker,
oh,
right in the
dude,
middle of the
it's
street.
Chris Elba. Yeah. He just excuse me, gets up, walks out there. God, it's so good, dude. We were talking about this last night though. Like, Man on Fire is my favorite Denzel movie. Man on Fire is my favorite Denzel movie, and because and what's funny about it is I didn't like Man on Fire the first time I saw it, and it's just because I didn't really fully understand what was going on in terms of like in the first half of the movie, Denzel's kind of like like his acting is weird in the first half of the movie, but there's a reason for that. And I didn't fully get it the first time watching it. And then the second time watching it, after you kind of understand the whole path and the journey he's on, it makes 100% sense. And it's my favorite Denzel movie. Fallen is a great one, Keenan. Absolutely. Fallen is really
remember Deja Vu?
I do remember Deja Vu.
That's a weird movie.
That's a very weird movie.
About like time travel
over.
and shit. Like you can send something back in that little box. He hops in that box and all of a sudden he's back there. Yeah. It's a weird movie, but I like it.
John Q. Yeah, John Q. John Q's so freaking good. Ricochet. Did you ever see Ricochet? That's one a lot of people don't talk about. Ricochet. He's a cop. And who's the opposite? Is it John? Who is it, chat? Ricochet is very underrated. Yes.
What's that train one with him?
With Chris Pine. Him and Chris Pine.
Maybe.
John Lithgow. That's it. It's one word. It's one word. It's him and Chris Pine. Virtuosity's good. Unstoppable. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Denzel's gonna be like Denzel. No matter what role he's in, he's going to be top of the line.
He was in 2 train movies back to back. He was in Unstoppable and The Taking of Pelham.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
back to back years.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just getting my train movies out of the way.
Yes, and of course the great performance between him and Gene Hackman in Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide is so fucking good, dude. Like it's very rare that you'll see Denzel have an equal in a movie, but him and Gene Hackman were peak at that point, and they were both incredible in Crimson Tide, man. Anyway, we can spend all day talking about great Denzel performances and great Denzel movies, but how's everybody in the chat doing?
Yeah, it's not what we do here. We talk about like bad stories.
Yeah. Fuck all that. We
don't have time for positivity.
We don't have time for like positivity.
Speaking of bad shows, Blockhead Wesley Headgrand for $2.99. Y'all enjoying watching my show so far? I know you are.
I'm enjoying the views I get on YouTube for it.
Her forehead's almost as big as mine in that picture. Brendan Bellman for $1.99. Which Star Wars fan is worse, Disney Star Wars fan or the OT purist? Disney Star Wars fan.
Of course.
80 Victorium for $5. I just want to congratulate our first black woman president, Joe Biden. So stunning, so brave.
Things are bad, dude. Things are really bad right now.
Golden Nuggets for $5. Demolition Man's amazing. Would have paid to see a Beardo watch along.
Yeah, we should have grifted that.
Grand Admiral Adam. Member for 17 months. Been watching some old Mario Kart clip videos. Those streams were lit. No Beardo in them. Probably just a coincidence. Rolando Ramirez for $5. Jeremy, check out Japanese petition trying to cancel AC Shadows game. Top supporters are jokes. Some people seem confused. Well, we are.
We're going to talk about that.
Darth Nutto for $2. You guys weren't late. Just gay.
See, thank you for the compliment.
That's where we're trying to get to. Even Beardo for 2. It was me, Beardo. Lulu Blue for 5. Since we're talking about Gina, can't wait to see her next weekend. Well, awesome. That's awesome, Lulu. We might as well.
Well, hang on. So there's this, and I haven't done a deep dive into it yet, but dude, there is a meme going around about The Rock. So with the whole WrestleMania storyline, where they changed everything up, all the controversy, where The Rock got a lot of backlash for taking Cody Rhodes' spot and everything, and because he's an executive with TKO, they obviously changed that because of fan backlash, because the fans revolted against The Rock. And apparently The Rock has come out and said that it was his decision to change that storyline. And the internet wrestling community is going fucking insane. And they're basically taking, you remember that picture of Kevin Costner from Yellowstone, and like all the conservatives are memeing on it whenever something happened? Have you seen that happen? Like every time, it's a really funny meme. But with this one, they're basically giving The Rock, like it's a picture of The Rock, and they're basically just saying, like, giving him credit for everything that's ever happened in wrestling. I do think people are finally turning on The Rock, dude. I think the hatred for him is going to hit another level. Like, people are finally seeing Dwayne Johnson for the piece of shit that he is.
Well, and also people are just like, eventually people do get tired sometimes of shit where they feel like it's just shoved in their face constantly. Mm-hmm. And that might be where he's headed at this point.
Well, he is a manipulative piece of shit that he tries so hard to play a good, his public persona. He tries so hard to play it up, and he's basically Hulk Hogan. Like, this is why everybody hated Hulk Hogan, because they learned that Hulk Hogan was a manipulative piece of shit behind the scenes. But I think The Rock's even worse than Hulk Hogan. I think so. And so it'll be interesting. I might do a breakdown video on this, because it's bad. The hate for The Rock is picking up. So I'm happy to see it. Well deserved, Rock.
Jake the Movie Geek for 199. Ryan, did Beardo pick out that gay shirt for you? No. You guys have a problem with fucking a Bugs Bunny like 4th of July shirt? Like, Jesus Christ. Watch some fucking Looney Tunes, you goddamn savages. Jesus. Barbecue Pits for 5. What up, my N-word Ryan? My favorite Denzel movie isn't on anybody's list, Book of Eli.
Book of Eli. A lot of people like that one.
Favorites, but
a lot of people like that one, though.
The Wolf from Heart, best line in Ricochet. I bet he shit his pants. I can't wait to look. Hashtag rescue Dave Filoni's dog. Black Kane for 2. Beardo catches strays like his beard catches semen.
Damn.
Got a lot out of that $2. Deeple 101 for 2. Hail all. I hope that yesterday was great for everybody.
I had fun. I was really happy with that chill stream we did. We got to just chill and talk about a bunch of random stuff yesterday. That was a lot of fun. I would be happy
too if I had so many super chats that I had to do a whole nother stream just to catch up on them while collecting other super chats.
Hey, Gary taught me well. Okay. Yeah. But it was cool, because we just talked about a bunch of random stuff, and it was really cool. And then I made the big mistake of stopping that stream and eating a fuck ton of hot dogs, and then played Fortnite, and I felt like shit during Fortnite.
How many did you eat?
Like 4 with chili, and half a bag of sour cream and onion chips, Lay's sour cream and onion chips, and then a Little Debbie brownie. Yeah, it was bad. I don't normally eat like that anymore, but
Debbie brownie, Jesus.
Oh, dude. The chili is what took it to the next level, I think. So
anyway, let's talk about this Gina Carano story, because as we've been talking about for a while, when Gina Carano was fired by Disney and Lucasfilm strictly for her political opinions, and now Disney's basically come out and doubled down and said, yes, that's why we did it. We feel like we're entitled to do that. She didn't take it sitting down. She didn't take a knee. She fought back. And along with the help of Elon Musk, she's trying to take Disney to court. And we're still waiting on this judge's decision, whether the case is going to move forward, whether it's going to be dismissed, what exactly happens. But in the meantime, Gina Carano's basically finding more evidence each and every day that Disney does, in fact, have this double standard. Gina Carano eviscerates the Walt Disney Company as Mark Ruffalo compares America to Nazi Germany. And of course, this is Good old Mark Ruffalo right here. Somebody tweets out, and this is in the aftermath of Supreme Court ruling. March 1933, the Enabling Act becomes law in Germany, giving the chief executive power to enforce his own laws without checks and balances. 6 months later, it was a one-party state. Good old Mark Ruffalo, the genius himself. Just for the record, history is repeating itself. Not exactly what that Supreme Court ruling is saying, but
he's such an idiot, man. Do you know who benefits the most from the Supreme Court ruling?
The person who's currently in power.
Exactly. Like, what the fuck? There is a guy that's in power right now. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of all that. I do enough of that on Cobra Cast. But as I said, when a Hollywood weirdo talks about this shit, it does apply to the G&G side. This benefits Biden more than anyone. And past presidents like Obama and George W. Bush, this benefits them too. God, man.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, the idea of no checks and balances, there's nothing like that in there. People really overreacting to the ruling in general. But this is Mark Ruffalo equating Donald Trump and his supporters and the party with Nazis. And this has been a common theme for people who work at Disney. We know what happened with old Pedro, our man Pedro Pascal. Losers in 1865, losers in 1945, losers in 2020. Now, nothing has happened to these people because they have the approved opinion in Hollywood.
Correct.
Not exactly the same when it comes to someone like Gina Carano. And she called this out. Double standards on full display. It's a constant, obvious elephant in the room in Hollywood. There's example after example, such as Mark Ruffalo below, that prove this, with whom I believe should have the right to express himself without getting fired, although it cringe at most of his posts. He's an actor, but he's a human being passionately engaged in something he feels strongly about. It must be a nice feeling to express yourself so freely. Not everyone in this country has that privilege without having everything they love taken from them. Do we wonder why he has that privilege and I did not? The answers are in my case. And she goes on and recontextualizes everything that happened with her, what she said, what the media said she said, versus what the outcome actually was. But you should have people that are literally saying if you support Donald Trump, you're a fucking Nazi, calling half the country Nazis. They're fine when it comes to Disney. And you know what? That's Disney's policy. That's what they want to do. They want to let people speak. Okay. But you got to let everybody speak out, not just the ones that are on one side of the political aisle.
Yeah. This isn't like complicated at all. And this has always been my problem with it. I mean, I would prefer that Hollywood actors generally just shut the fuck up no matter what their opinions are. But I don't think that that's a world we can ever go back to. I think we are in this kind of new world where Hollywood actors want to voice their opinions. Okay, fine. If that's the case, then you need people on both sides having different opinions. And I don't think that's a good thing from a business model either, but it's better than the one that they have right now.
Well, I think there's a difference between in like the when they're on the job, like if they're out promoting a movie or a basketball player in a post-game interview at a press conference, whatever, like directly in relation to your job versus whatever you do on your own time. And if you're going to allow people to make political statements, and that's completely fine with you, you got to allow the other side, the other half of the country, right, to have that same, to be able to voice their opinions if that's what you're willing to do.
Yeah, and that's where my mind on was when Gina was really not even saying anything controversial, to be fair, but she was saying things that weren't the approved opinions. And when that was going on, I was like, hey, I mean, that's cool. Maybe Disney's turned a corner. Maybe they're going to, allow, if they've allowed all this left-wing propaganda being spewed for all this time, then hey, okay, cool. At least Gina's out there speaking up and talking about something that's not the approved opinion. And of course, they fired her not long after, because that's Hollywood for you. I never understood like the silencing of people. Why would you be so scared of someone disagreeing with you? I don't understand that. And it makes no sense to me. It's a very weak-minded person that has to protect your narrative to where you can't let other people have a difference of opinion or say something different. It really is a strange dynamic, but that means that they don't truly believe in what they're saying, because if in order for you to actually actively silence someone that opposes you means you don't truly believe what you're saying, and you understand that it's a massive flaw in your argument. And that's what Hollywood's all about, silencing people that have a different opinion. And so this is good for Gina's case. So
well, I mean, it's just more. There's so much evidence in what she already presented to them, and obviously the judge's ruling based off what they presented, not necessarily things that are going on right now. So who knows when that ruling happens? Could be tomorrow, could be 3 or 4 weeks from now. We don't know. But either way, it's pretty obvious what Disney has been doing either way, regardless of how this lawsuit turns out. It's blatantly obvious each and every day. And every time Mark Ruffalo tweets, we get more evidence about it.
Yeah. Mark Ruffalo, dude, that guy's so out of his mind. I don't know. I don't know how he gets from point A to point B. I really don't. Mark Ruffalo is an absolute lunatic. Who's worse, Mark Ruffalo or Mark Hamill? I really don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I will say the only thing that probably makes Mark Hamill worse is that Mark Hamill's such an iconic, he played such an iconic role that connects with us on a different level. So therefore we probably would hope that we would get a little better out of Mark Hamill, that he wasn't so deranged. So I think from that perspective, he probably comes off worse, because who cares about Mark Ruffalo? Like, what the fuck's he ever done? I know he was the dollar store Hulk to Edward Norton's actual Hulk. I know that. But
I feel like Mark Ruffalo takes himself far more seriously in his political opinions and what he's putting out.
That's a good point. Yeah, Hamill does have tongue in cheek to it a little bit. Yeah,
I feel like Hamill's mostly just like shitting on Trump or whatever, stuff like that. Whereas I feel like Mark Ruffalo really wants to be taken very seriously.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That makes it a little more cringe, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Ed Norton's Hulk was 10 times better. 10 times better than Mark Ruffalo.
Tomahawk for $50. So Ryan, as the Bugs Bunny expert, can you tell me to the chat, did he cross-dress or wear blackface more? Probably cross-dressed more, I would guess. But he definitely did have some blackface back in the day. How do people not respect fucking Bugs Bunny? He's an American icon.
He is.
Grandmaster Chris for $5. I don't know, Jeremy. Rock never took part in anything as bad as Starrcade 1997 or Bash at the Beach 2000.
Well, I mean, listen, I know Hulk Hogan's had a longer track record of being a manipulative piece of shit behind the scenes. I'll give you that. I just feel like that he's been exposed for so long, and even people in the wrestling world haven't been calling Rock out where they've been calling Hulk Hogan out for decades. So the protected nature of Dwayne The Rock Johnson has really never set well with me.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see him go heel.
He was phenomenal.
Like,
the final boss
awesome.
gimmick was fan-fucking-tastic. It was some of his best work he's ever done. And look, I mean, even like, I'm not the biggest fan of Hulk Hogan anymore, but I will always recognize that Hulk Hogan, if you're honest about it, and I know it's because, I mean, I'll say Stone Cold Steve Austin's the biggest star in the history of wrestling within wrestling. Within the wrestling world, Stone Cold, he's the most popular. He sold the most shirts, and he saved the WWF from pretty much death. If it wasn't for Stone Cold, the WWF may not exist today. He's the most impactful star at his peak. Nobody's ever been bigger than Stone Cold. But Hulk Hogan not only was the American icon in the 80s and then into the 90s, and then he became the biggest heel of all time with his Hollywood Hogan gimmick. That's unbelievable, man. I mean, he changed the business multiple times. So you can't hate on that. And then, of course, there's Ric Flair. Those are the 3 top dogs for me.
Joey Bag of Donuts. Ryan, that shirt makes you look 9. It's the collar. Thank you. I usually look 12, so it's a little better. Tobias Nexus for 10. Hope everyone had a good 4th if you celebrate. I spent the day making my own explosions while playing Alien Dark Descent and blowing up xenomorphs. Feels good to play again. Well, glad you had a good 4th, Tobias. Super Sente guy for 199. Good morning, G&G. Hail that 199, yo. Thank you.
Somebody said Rick is drunk now. Rick is always drunk. They said back in the day there was always a Ric Flair story, like at a Marriott or something. So like Ric Flair having all these women running around the lobby naked.
Sounds about right. Just running out there with this fucking robe.
He liked to do the helicopter. They said in public.
I do not doubt that at all. Bronsonite,
baby, Nate. He lived the gimmick.
Bronsonite for a buck. Elon trying to put a super genius baby in Gina. I respect his game. Well, I don't know if there's any confirmation of that, but knowing Elon, it wouldn't surprise anyone. Bronsonite for another buck. Mark Hamill underrated role in terrible 90s movies. A live action adaptation of anime series Guyver. I don't know that at all.
What was that?
Mark Hamill underrated role in terrible 90s movie.
Oh,
a live action adaptation of anime series Guyver.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Me neither. Deeple for 5. What prize do I get if/when I get blocked by Alyssa Mercante before Beardo? Also, Beardo, I'm not sorry for any strays that I fire on X. Hail the 199.
Hail the 199. I mean, you just get bragging rights over him, which is really all you need.
That's worth a lot. Spirian with a super sticker. Thank you, Spirian. Even though you got that damn fucking sequel trilogy X-Wing on there.
We got Munchie Ninja with 20 gifted memberships. 20. Never forget how I messed your name up. Never forget.
That's true. Nobody will ever forget that. Ran out of channel names for 2. Hello, all my Sith words. Yeah,
what
Sith
up?
is a slur. Ministry of Wrong Thing for 5. Stop saying the N-word on stream, Ryan. Say Yahtzee instead. No, I think I'm perfectly capable of saying the word. It's all right. Now, if you just say it a million times in a video, could it get hit? Yeah, but put out a video earlier today that's completely monetized.
Well, but here's the thing, man. Me and Ryan were talking about this. I see all these people like demonetize and all this. Like, I properly rate my videos on YouTube, and where I'm not saying I'm a big fan of YouTube's system, but it is what it is. You got to work within the system that's given to you. Correct. I always properly rate my videos, and I think I've been demonetized one time since I started making videos again, and that was for a Dr. Disrespect video.
Yeah, and what that means is like, so there's a bunch of, when you go to upload a video on YouTube, for people that don't know, for the monetization setting, to turn monetization on, there's a series of like 9 different things that that you can have a bunch of different levels for. One of them is language, right? So I always choose the language one, which is, kind of
abbreviated,
harsh language used throughout the video, but not in the first 30 seconds or so. That's one of the things. If you say fuck within the first 7 seconds of a video, that's an immediate limited monetization if they catch it. But as long as you're actually telling them, hey, this is what I'm doing, I'm still eligible for ads, I did use language, but it falls within this, and a variety of other things too, in terms of like if you show gratuitous violence, or if you were talking about some mass casualty thing, like there's a bunch of different things. As long as you're choosing the right things, YouTube generally, if you accurately rate yourself, they will become much more trusting with whether they're monetizing you or not.
I was a little worried when I made that video on Kai Cenat and his old fireworks, him and Mr. Beast and their fireworks gimmick. I was like, is this gonna get hit? I really wasn't sure, but obviously it turned out to be a gimmick, and Mr. Beast is involved.
Yeah, that was like obvious. He wasn't wasn't gonna blow up his fucking house.
No, a lot of people fell for it though. A lot of people fell for it. I knew, obviously. I was like, this is like professional wrestling, which is, I think it's a good thing. How's the vaping going? The fuck? I don't vape. Somebody asked me how the vaping's going, D-Day Cobra.
I don't know. Let's see. I'm on Raven and Writing Desk. Remember for 6 months. Jeremy, I've never heard your take on my childhood fave, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
One of the greatest workers in the history of the business. If you ask any wrestler, they would tell you that you never saw Ricky the Dragon Steamboat not at his peak in ring wrestling ability. The dude was right there with like Bret Hart in terms of his in-ring ability. I would have loved to have seen in their prime. I would have loved to have seen like a prime Bret Hart versus prime Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Would have been phenomenal.
Fritz VA for 10. After just watching the latest, well done, Ryan, I find it absolutely rich. Mark said the U.S. is like them. Walt was the average supporter of them. History does repeat itself, just not that way. Thank you, Fritz. Joey Bag of Donuts for 199. Rock always sucked if you're a Stone Cold guy. 316.
I mean, Rock was a good. I like Rock as a wrestler. I just don't like Dwayne Johnson.
Exalted Patriarch for 5. Ruffalo's a bundle of sticks, a British cigarette, and British meatballs. Bless his heart. I think that is a different meaning. Kurnak Ketrel, member for 12 months. So who's the better movie actor, Hulk Hogan or The Rock or some other wrestler? Also, since I missed yesterday, happy 4th of July, you figs.
Rock's
The Rock
a better.
would have to be better. Like, I haven't seen Hulk in enough things.
Rock's a better actor. That doesn't mean he's a good actor, but he's a better actor.
Him or John Cena?
Rock. I can't take John Cena seriously. Just can't do it. I can't take John Cena seriously as an actor at this point. Have I seen him in anything? Like, I didn't watch the Peacemaker show. Saw him in the movie, which he was okay. But I would I would say The Rock. Who's the best overall actor?
What about Dave Bautista?
I mean, I like Bautista in the Guardians movies, but that's such a specific thing. I
would like to see John Cena do a role that's not like gimmicky and silly, you know?
Yeah.
Like I would like to see him in an actual movie and see what his acting chops are.
Yeah, Roddy Piper. Piper was good in They Live. Piper was awesome. I don't know if there's enough of Piper to kind of give, like, in terms of, like, I don't know how many movies he was in, but The Rock is obviously the biggest movie star turned wrestler turned movie star.
Descent Formula for 199. What's with YouTube pushing new Aka shit cast videos? Well, my guess is because you've probably watched a decent amount of videos or streams that are talking about the Acolyte. So you're probably getting Acolyte related material in your feed.
Apparently I'm getting Obama ads during my videos.
For like
Geeks
Michelle?
and Gamers.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the way it is with those ads. They're just up for anybody. I like Disney has like bought ads before videos of me shitting on Disney. You know, it's just a numbers thing.
Yeah,
out there. Warwolf Morrow for 2. We're gonna abuse Beardo and Black Ops today.
Not today. Because we got FNT, I got Cobra Cast, and this, and I got to make videos.
Matt for 2. Sean Penn is the worst. Decades of dumb stuff said. Yeah, Sean Penn is an idiot.
He is an idiot.
Bill Prime Gaming for 199. How was you guys 4th of July? Hail 199.
It's good.
It's fine. It was fine. Chris Evagoro for 199. Ryan, hair is high today. Love the content. Is the hair high? I could get it higher. I could probably get it higher. Go Johnny Bravo on your ass today. Arnold Squash and N-word for 299. You ain't getting demonetized today, my figures. Thanks. I call Mark Ruffalo old Ruffalo because he always needs the big bats. Fuck. That's so stupid. CG for 10. Thoughts on Denzel and Equalizer? Why the hate on The Rock? I'm out of the loop. I can't take Cena serious after his profuse apology into China. How about Randy Couture in The Expendables?
Yeah, Equalizer's great. It's got Man on Fire vibes in the Equalizer. And in terms of The Rock, it's about his ego behind the scenes and how manipulative he is and how he has a fake good guy persona publicly, but in reality, he's a really shitty guy behind the scenes, and people are just tired of that massive difference that he portrays.
Yeah, well, and he like got very overtly political a couple years ago as well by endorsing Joe Biden, and
and
then went on Joe Rogan and walked that back and all that stuff. But you know, when you do something like that, you are going to draw a lot of. It's one thing to put out like your viewpoints. When you go straight out and make it a fucking endorsement video, that feels a little bit different. Yeah,
he went next level with it.
And Zach for 5. Jeremy, you said if you have to ask if it's real, but nobody asks if wrestling is real.
Well, that's not true, because when the NWO came out there and did their assault on the WCW crew and threw Kevin Nash threw Rey Mysterio into the like a dart into the trailer, people actually called the police when that happened. The actual, like, that was in Orlando at Disney MGM Studios, and the police were actually called because people thought it was a real assault. And there has been many times in wrestling where the lines get blurred and you have to ask yourself, is this actually real? Is this real heat? And there has been moments where there was real heat. There's an interview from John Cena where he actually used a line on The Rock in a promo that pissed the fucking Rock off. And he called The Rock out because The Rock had his lines written on his wrist.
Oh, shit.
And The Rock was not prepared for that shit. And Cena fucked up big time on that. There's been a lot of moments where it's been real. CM Punk and Triple H's promos from back in the day. Obviously, we learned all of that shit was real, and they had to bury the hatchet. So you go back and watch those promos between CM Punk and Triple H, where CM Punk straight up says to Triple H, are you going to fight me over it, or do you have to go ask your wife for permission first? That shit was real, all right? Like, there was some real stuff with that. It's good. And it's when the lines are blurred, that's when this shit's the best.
Chris Karan for 2. They Live with Piper is a classic.
Yes, They Live is a classic.
Taker for 5. Hamill was in a movie called Rap City Street Kids Believe in Santa. A lot of YouTubers covered it as the worst animated movie of all time.
Really? I want to see that now. I got to look at that.
Rap City Street Kids? Sounds like a Mark Hamill movie right there.
Let me see.
I hope he's voicing a black person.
Is there a fucking trailer for that?
CJ for 5. John Cena is basically the Amandla Stenberg of wrestling. He just kissed the right ass to get ahead. Gen X Memories for 5. A Soldier Story from 1984 is another good film that young Denzel was in. He started with some other memorable actors also. Hail to the 199. Thank you, Gen X. You looking up this
I am.
Rap City Kids?
Dude, a lot of people are talking about it. There's the Nostalgia Critic covered it. Rap City Street Kids Believe in Santa. Extremely rare 2002 movie. That's 42 minutes though. I don't see like a trailer. This is Great Grandma's got 1.1 million views. Here, I'll just let's see if I can share my screen. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at here. Let's see here. Share
Werewolf
screen.
Morrow for 2 says, has Beardo seen They Live?
Probably not. My fucking computer is fucking freezing up on me. I tried to share my goddamn screen. I'll be right fucking back. Fuck it.
We'll do it live. I'm just waiting for Jeremy to freeze. There it is. He knew he was going to get his picture taken right there, so he doesn't look very happy. Doesn't look very happy. Let's see. Where are we? Rap Did He Look So Bad? I've never fucking heard of that movie. And it's weird that a bunch of YouTubers are talking about a random movie from 2002. But hey, it is what it is. Jessica says I was waiting for that. He's done. Shout out to our audience over on Rumble. By the way, we got 700 people watching us over on the Rumble side. We appreciate that. If it's your first time here, we do this show every single weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Sometimes we start at 11:01 and the chat gets really mad at us. But 11 Eastern, 10 Central. And we will continue to do it even while Jeremy is at the RNC. Not next week, but the week after. I'll be there as well. So that should be a good time. And I don't know how much we'll be on the stream next week, but the show will still go on whether we're here or not. You guys really don't need us to be here for it. I don't think you do. I mean, who wouldn't love Geeks Gamers Daily with Epic Mike and Beardo, right? You might get some of that action. We'll see. Who's the new host of FNT? Disparu is coming in. Disparu, first ever actual hosting of FNT.
Well, if you could have heard the curse words I was dropping just in. A lot of gamer words were flying.
Especially to see something so stupid.
And I muted my microphone just in case. I was like, in case I'm still in that StreamYard call for whatever reason, I don't want these gamer words to be on the internet.
Zevin Cross for 10. I enjoy all the horror wrestlers. Kane and the Boogeyman are my favorites.
I was never a big fan of Kane. I mean, yeah, I like obviously Glenn Jacobs is amazing. But Kane was a decent character for sure.
And Zach, I remember watching Mark Hamill in Corvette Summer. Yeah. I don't know. I watched Mark Hamill in Empire Strikes Back. In Empire Strikes Back the other day, which was good. I like him in that movie. Eric Case says Ryan, come on, Disparu's been on hundreds of times on FNT. Well, he's probably been on like a dozen times. But yeah, he's the new co-host.
Yeah.
Which means being on there every week. That's what that means.
Yeah, because Az died.
Yeah, Az is dead. Rest in peace, Az, with your Friday nights back. Good old Cam Crash for 2 says hi, Jeremy.
Oh man.
Amenti for $10. My favorite Mark Hamill movie is Silk Degrees from 1994. Mark Hamill's character gets killed and there's boobies.
Boobies are always good.
Inspector for 10. Hey Ryan, you're singing rocks, man. Sea shanties with critical drinker win. I don't know if drinker likes to do sea shanties, but if we're both drunk, I guess you don't know. It could possibly happen. It could possibly happen. But I we're almost at the 45-minute mark. I did want to give a shout out to one of the new sponsors that's that's come on board along with Rumble's help.
Yes, shout out to Rumble.
So shout out to Rumble and shout out to the Wellness Company. And we're going to talk about them a little bit now, and might be for you, might not be for you, but big shout out to them anyway. Coming up July 4th, freedom is on the mind of most Americans and many others around the world. If there's one thing recent history has shown us, medical freedom has been under attack and politicized with the recent worldwide events. It's our own personal responsibility to be prepared, and the Wellness Company can help you do that. With household medical kits filled with potentially life-saving medication and equipment, you can avoid the wait times, chaos, and price of a hospital visit to help protect you and your family. With multiple kits available from travel, first aid, general medical kit, and a contagion kit, the Wellness Company allows you to be prepared to treat a variety of medical conditions, including some life-saving medications that were wrongfully vilified by the powers that be during the COVID-19 debacle. Get any one of these kits and the medication provided for less than the cost of a single doctor visit prescribed by a medical doctor right here in the United States. It's your responsibility to prepare for the unexpected. You can do so today by going to twc.health/GG. That's twc.health/GG. Use code 199. That'll save you 10% plus get you free shipping. And the link for that is in the description below. So thanks to Rumble and thank you to the Wellness Company for that.
Yeah, Rumble. I've been giving Rumble a headache for a while, trying to get this thing pinned down, and it's been really nice to finally get that set up. So we told you guys that was happening, and expect more to come as long as Rumble keeps working with us, and we appreciate Rumble, even though I do give them hell a lot for
yeah, we annoy the fuck out of them sometimes.
Really do. And honestly, like the Rumble, like I was complaining about Rumble just last night because. And maybe I'm wrong, Ryan. Okay, but when you go to when I go to the back end for their super chats, Rumble rants, like you can't expand upon them. It shows you like the half of the super chat. So like if I'm going back to read old super chats, I can't open it up to read the whole Rumble rant, and I don't understand that. Well, what's the point in doing the halfway version of it? You know what I mean? It drives me crazy. So.
There's probably another random thing somewhere. But.
Thank you for dropping links, Steph. Appreciate it.
Let's see.
Next, you'll be selling coffee brand coffee. I talked to Jeremy about that like a year ago. We were going to do something. We just never got around to it.
David Hand for 20. RIP as Hail Disparu. I wonder if the intro will be changed. I don't know if it will be this week, but I imagine, yeah, it will be at some point. Thank you, David. Yes, Az is dead. Maximus BT, what's up? N-words. Blame Ryan for this word. Thanks, Maximus. Force Geek for 2. Ryan, like me, you're too pasty for that shirt. I'm not allowed to wear a white shirt.
You ever been on the internet, Ryan?
Yeah.
This is why I just wear the same shit. They just like they've roasted me so many times for the same thing. It's like if I wear something new, it's gonna be meme central. Okay.
I'm celebrating freedom with an American icon, Bugs Bunny. And you stupid fucks can't stand it. I'm so patriotic that I'll wear a Bugs Bunny American flag shirt. Spider Claw for 5. No daily works good when Fear the Reading problem is on. We get enough of that on TMNE. We need Ryan every daily. And Vera, also bring back the Mac.
Yeah, I want to get Vera on next week potentially. I'd like to get Kirsha back on as well.
Let's see. Anzac for 2. When Epic Mike fucks with Beardo, it's funny shit. Grab Thar's hammer. Looking forward to welcoming you to Wisconsin for the RNC, but let's be honest, this is just a pilgrimage to Culver's home state. Possibility of Wisconsin meetup.
Look at that picture. Look at that picture. That's awesome. I love that shit, man. That's great.
I didn't even notice.
That's badass right there, man. Me sniping with my Fortnite gun and my US. That's a patriotic suit right there, Ryan. Okay? That's a patriotic suit.
Very patriotic. In terms of an actual meetup, probably not. We're going to be pretty busy, but you never know. Maybe a late notice.
Yeah.
Meet at a restaurant or bar or something, but probably not.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty busy tripping. I got a quick turnaround too because I have to be back in Florida like right when it's done.
Maximus says, "Are you retarded?"
Yes,
that's a rhetorical question. We did have to talk about something else though, because ever since Ubisoft revealed that with all the speculation about potentially doing a Assassin's Creed set in Japan, that in fact they were Assassin's Creed Shadows would be set in Japan. That got a lot of people excited until they found out that the leaks that were out there were very, very true. In the first ever time that we're going to Japan, to feudal Japan, they decided we need a samurai and we need him to be fucking black. And there was a lot of backlash surrounding this. You saw the trailer got absolutely ratioed, got nuked from orbit. But it's one thing for everybody around the world to be upset. The people that are truly mad about this are the Japanese people. And they are losing their minds to the point where they recently launched a petition. Japanese gamers launched petition to cancel Ubisoft's upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows game. This is a serious insult to Japanese culture and history. And as we sit here today, Jeremy, it's over 57,000. It's only been out for a couple of days, from my understanding. So it's on its way to 75,000. But if you thought that the ratio in terms of the percentage of likes to dislikes were bad on like the American version of the trailer, look at the Japanese version. 51,000 dislikes, 5,000 likes.
Yeah, all those MAGA hat wearing white dudes over in Japan are downvoting this, I guess. It can't be just that this is bullshit and people are seeing through it. Can't be that at all. Just a bunch of people like me and Ryan. That's it.
Yeah, and there's even people that are like, oh, well, they just, because you can translate it right here, right? They're like, people are just using Google Translate and pretending to be Japanese. That's like a big thing that's going around now. God. That's what they're claiming. That's what the new cope is. It couldn't possibly be that Japanese people are actually upset about not just the idea of pushing Yasuke like he's actually was a samurai, not just that, but a lot of other things, including the decorations they see, the type of font they're using. And this is all. It's so funny because for Ghost of Tsushima, the mainstream media acted like it was so disrespectful when in fact the people of Japan loved that game. And they were very complimentary about the game and how they respected Japanese culture. It's a little bit of the opposite when it comes to this. Japanese anger over AC Shadows is exploding. Ubisoft defenders, even the CEO, would have you believe Japanese outrage is just a bunch of Western racists. But Japanese YouTubers are speaking out. This is a new video that got posted. And I think it's funny because this video has almost as many likes as the Assassin's Creed Japanese trailer does. Yet this has like 30,000 views. But let's listen to him, a Japanese person, unless he's just pretending.
I'm pretty pissed. And I really can't believe this is happening. And I really can't believe people don't see these things. You know? I've been a fan of Assassin's Creed. I really loved Assassin's Creed 2. And Assassin's Creed Origin is one of my best video games I ever played. It's amazing. And I was dreaming one day Ubisoft make Assassin's Creed set in Japan. Because ninja is amazing subject for Assassin's Creed. Because ninja is assassin and also spy. So it's going to be great. I was hoping Ubisoft, they would do a lot of intense research, or even they hire some Japanese team, like a lot of Japanese group of people, work with them to historical accuracy. It's a responsibility, you know, you gotta do. And I was believing they would do.
Unfortunately, he was very, very wrong.
He was very
And
wrong.
obviously not a native English speaker, putting this out there to explain how upset Japanese people are. But some of the things he's pointing out is, that they very much admit, even though the mainstream media tried to gaslight everybody into thinking that Yasuke was actually a samurai, they admitted that they wanted him to be their samurai, even though there wasn't a lot of information about him. And they used that as a shield. And then this is funny too. They use wrong characters and things like that when they're trying to put things in Japanese. They're using Chinese characters. They're mixing up different stuff. The things that exist in the game, in the trailers that we've seen, don't match Japan at that time. It matches more towards China. There's so many fucking problems with it, but we're the problems, the white people, Jeremy.
Yeah, and this is, I don't know, man. Like, in terms of the Assassin's Creed games, how have the sales trajectories been for these games? They've kind of been, they peaked with like Black Flag, didn't it?
I don't know if I would say they peaked with Black Flag. They've still sold a fuck ton. Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that sold a shit ton. And that was, probably 5 years ago or something.
I'm just curious how this game is going to perform with all the controversy surrounding it, because we've never seen an Assassin's Creed with this level of controversy around it. And it feels like people across the board are just rejecting it completely. And when is the game scheduled to come out?
It's like, Thanksgiving time, a little
sometime later this year.
November
Later this year.
Yeah.
I anticipate this is going to be a massive flop for them, big time. And it's the same song and dance, man. Like, no matter how much they try to push this bullshit, like, people are never going to universally accept this garbage. They're just not. And I love the I love the argument from the Cope crowd where they're like, well, they didn't have a problem when Tom Cruise was the last samurai. Like, what are you talking about, you retards? It's a great movie, by the way. But
the Last Samurai isn't even talking about Tom Cruise. It's talking about the other guy.
I know.
Which is so stupid.
That's how stupid they are. That's how dumb they are. It's fantastic. But yeah, so I can't wait to see how this game comes out and performs. And what you're going to see critics praising the hell out of it. You're probably going to see Game of the Year nominations. It's going to be The Last of Us Part 2 all over again. But
I don't know if we're going to see quite that, just because I don't know if Assassin's Creed has ever got quite, I don't know if people take it seriously enough to do something like that, but maybe. I still think it's going to sell well for a game, right? But
yes,
it's definitely not going to do what it should have done or could have done if they would have just, done the same thing they've done with everybody else and make the main characters make sense for the region that you're actually located.
Yeah.
Rather than doing this Black Samurai Yasuke to Japanese hip hop music as you're just slaughtering Asian people in the street. Like,
it's just like everything does not need to be watered. Again, something made for everyone is something made for no one. And the watering down of things and the basically taking identity out of anything is really getting boring, and it's getting really bad for across the board for creativity, and it's affecting everything, though. We've talked about that. I mean, this mindset is affecting everything, like even just down to your fucking local McDonald's now. Like, just there's no personality anymore. It's like a bank. It's depressing. You used to go into McDonald's and you used to be like, oh, this is cool, man. They got a fucking GameCube set up over there and a playground and, whimsical colors. And now it's a fucking bank.
I don't care about going into a bank as long as, like, just bring me back the customer service of the 90s. I don't need the look. Just bring back the customer service.
I feel like the look played a part into it, though, man. Like, it added to the experience.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I don't give a fuck now. I'll walk in, fucking white walls, fluorescent lights. I don't give a shit. Just give me my food. Let it be accurate.
Yeah, but what about other kids? You want those kids? You want you doing the fuck them kids?
Jordan, fuck them kids.
Yeah.
All right? I don't give a shit.
You sure that's not a Dr. Disrespect quote? Never mind.
Oof.
It was a joke.
Joke. Force Geek for 2. Ryan looks like he's ready for recess. I am. I'm ready to fucking get out of this stream. Inspector for 10. The orientation at Sweet Baby Inc. would be like woke NPCs, DEI this, white male insult joke, blah, blah, blah. Uncle Ruckus' cousin from the Boondocks. My name is Nate Higgers, and I hate N. Thank you, Inspector. Eric Stratton for 777. Does a new sponsor have a special free medical kit for Jay to take to theme parks? Could have helped with poo tripping aftermath. Hey, maybe. You never
What
know.
are you talking about with poo tripping? I don't know what you're talking about. Hang on. I'm trying to find the fucking clip. Here we go.
No!
No! Why did he do that?
Why did he trip him, or why did he say that?
No!
No! It sounds so sarcastic.
I know.
It doesn't sound genuine.
No!
No! Oh, no!
Oh, man.
Hey, Jay, did you hear we just dropped a nuke on Japan? No!
Like,
All right.
no with an H. No.
No. Bronsonite for $1. Jeremy, the Alabama Nabble Snowman can't work his camera or his back end. We learn something new every day on G&G. Love you, my Muppet looking figs.
Yeah, I'm not a good YouTuber.
B. Barrett, the Japanese Society of Magical Negroes. Yes. For $2, Omnistone a Herald. They really went from Assassin's Creed with ninjas to Assassin's Creed with thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see. Good old Cam Crash for $2. I'll see you on FNT and CobraCast.
Yeah, I'll be there with my camera crashing.
Mark Arsenault for $5. This game is like making a history of rap, a Vanilla Ice story. Archerblades, the shills are countering that petition by pointing out the top contributors are white guys.
Of course they
How
are.
can you be a top contributor? It's just signing something. There's no like money. You're not donating anything. Like I don't know what that means. Where am I? Pre-Dawn Corpse for 10. I played a hardcore team deathmatch on Cold War last night and kept throwing smoke bombs at my teammates. Then I will team kill them and teabag their corpses. So many game awards. It was great.
Oh, people! I hate people like you. That's why I don't even play hardcore, because you just have people like that. Like, you imagine playing like hardcore mode with Jay Hailstorm. Jeez,
Yeah, just give up.
it'd be over.
Animating Andy for 5. That Japan man speaks better English than Beardo. Kind of reminds me of the Acolyte. Taker for 5. Rap City Street Kids features not only Hamill, but Nancy Cartwright, Paige O'Hara, and Jody Benson. Also Clint Howard.
Somebody said, can somebody tell Jeremy to stop streaming at 60 frames? My camera, I'm not using my main camera. My camera is set to 30 frames per second. I checked it. When Jake the Viking brought it up, I checked it.
Omnistone Herald for 2. I wasn't allowed to say the N-word apparently, so I made it worse. I can see that. Thank you. Low Key for 199. Gay Brit seeing Ryan's shirt. No. Animating Andy. Jay's no is very similar to Krista's no.
She makes fun of his a lot, so I don't know if that's one you're talking about.
Force Geek for 2. Ryan, KOTOR 1 or KOTOR 2 favorite character? I mean, I personally like I like KOTOR 2 a little more. The first one is so solid and kind of tough to criticize in terms of the story and Revan and everything, but favorite character outside Mitra Surik and Revan?
Revan's everybody's favorite.
Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna go with that. You know, old Jolie Bindo. I don't know if he's my favorite character or not, but I'll say Jolie Bindo from KOTOR.
Bullet Train says Mario Golf on Monday. I think we may run Mario Golf on Monday. I think so.
To be honest, the handmaiden in KOTOR 2, I paid a lot of attention to her in an effort to get her in her underwear while we were on the Ebon Hawk so we could train and I could seduce her. So I did like the handmaiden. Dermy Wormy. So I really ticked off the Alana Pierce Sims. Too bad she recorded herself saying having kids is a disability and doubled down on Twitter.
She did double down on it. That whole her response video was just weird, man.
Brer for 199. Ryan, how's my favorite little N-word doing today? I'm doing great. And I think we're all caught up.
We're all caught up. So busy day today. I got Friday Night Tights. I got Cobra Cast tonight. I've got videos to make. And
so I missed one on Rumble. Omnistone Herald for 2. Just got done with my X suspension. Here's my first rant. Got that one. I missed that first one, but thank you, Omnistone.
We are right now. We are. Hang on. I'm just do an update to see what the count is. We are now about 130 subscribers from 390K here on this channel. So and then the road to 400 begins. 400,000. I want to hit that hopefully before the end of the month. If I can make enough content, I'm going to make a lot of content. But yeah, I can't believe it. We're finally it's long overdue. Should have been there years ago, but I stopped making a lot of content on this channel. But the grind is here, and now we are going for 400K. Can't wait.
Crimson Raptor for 2. Ho, ho, ho. Happy Independence Day. Thank you.
So fucking bad, dude. So bad. Let's see. Spirits to stop complaining and get it done, Jeremy. I will. Jake's in the chat again. This Jake guy hates us, dude.
I don't care. He looks gay.
All right. Maximus BT. Did we get that one? Shout out to Steph. Yep. Here we go. Thank you, Maximus BT. Ryan, what do you got going on?
Nothing. Just making a couple of videos for FNT. That's it.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys on FNT tonight, and I'll have a couple of uploads here, that probably a couple before FNT starts, and then I'll see you for Cobra Cast tonight. There's a lot to talk about on Cobra Cast. So thank you guys. Have a great day, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.